Hey, shalom everybody, BigDaddyBigz here, productreviewdude.com, and this is Through the Bible in a Year with BigDaddyBigz. It is our ongoing review and reading of the Tree of Life version of the Bible. And today is February the 20th, which means we are on Numbers 21 and 22. So let's get started. Nehushtan, snake on a pole. When the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was coming along the road of Atharim, he attacked Israel and captured some of them. Then Israel vowed to Adonai and stated, "If you deliver this people into our hand, we will put their cities under the ban of destruction." Adonai listened to Israel's plea and delivered up the Canaanites. They put them and their cities under the ban of destruction. So the name of the place was called Hormah. They traveled from Mount Hor along the route of the Sea of Reeds in order to go around the land of Edom. The spirit of the people became impatient along the way. The people spoke against God and Moses. "Why have you brought us from Egypt to die in the wilderness, because there is no bread, no water, and our very spirits detest the despicable food?" So Adonai sent poisonous serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. The people came to Moses and said, "We sinned when we spoke against Adonai and you. Pray to Adonai for us, that he may take away the snakes." So Moses prayed for the people. Adonai said to Moses, Make yourself a fiery snake and put it on a pole. Whenever anyone who has been bitten will look at it, he will live." So Moses made a bronze snake and put it on a pole, and it happened that whenever a snake bit anyone and he looked upon the bronze snake, he lived. Journey to Moab. Bnei Israel moved on and encamped at Oboth. Then they set out from Oboth and camped in Le-Abarim, in the wilderness facing Moab towards the sunrise. From there they set out and camped in the Wadi Zered. They set out from there and camped along the Arnon, which is in the wilderness extending into Amorite territory. The Arnon is also the border between Moab and the Amorites. Therefore it is said in the book of the wars of Adonai, the Heb in Suphah and the wadis of the Arnon, and the slope of the wadis that leads to the side of Ar and lie along the border of Moab, and from there on to Beer. And from there on to Beer. This is the well where Adonai said to Moses, "Gather the people, and I will give them water." Then Israel sang this song, "Spring up, O well, sing about it. The well the princes dug, that the nobles of the people sank with their scepter and their staffs." From the wilderness they went on to Mattanah. From Mattanah they went on to Nahaliel, and from Nahaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth to the valley in the field of Moab, where the peak of Pisgah overlooks the wasteland. Defeat of Sihon and Og. Israel sent messengers to King Sihon of the Amorites, saying, "Permit us to pass through your land. We will not turn aside into the field or vineyard, nor drink water from the wells. We will travel on the king's highway until we will have passed through your territory." But Sihon would not let Israel pass through his territory. Instead, Sihon called out his entire army and marched out into the desert to oppose Israel. When he came to Jahaz, he fought against Israel. But Israel struck him by the sword's edge and conquered his land from Arnon to Jabbok, as far as the Amorites, because the border of the sons of Ammon was fortified. Israel conquered all these cities and occupied all the Amorite cities, Heshbon and its own towns. Heshbon was the city of King Sihon of the Amorites, who had fought with the former king of Moab and had taken from his control all of the land as far as Arnon. Therefore the poets say, "Come to Heshbon, let her be rebuilt. let the city of Sihon be restored. For fire went out from Heshbon, a blaze from the city of Sihon. It consumed Ar of Moab, the masters of Arnon's heights. Woe to you, O Moab! You have been destroyed, people of Chemosh. He has given up his sons as refugees and his daughters as captives of Sihon, king of the Amorites. But he overthrew them. Heshbon as far as Dibon is destroyed. We have demolished them as far as Nopah up to Medeba. So Israel was living in the land of the Amorites. After Moses sent spies to Jazer, they captured her towns and drove out the Amorites who were there. Then they turned and went up the road to Bashan. Og, king of Bashan, went out to confront them, and he and all his people in battle at Edrei. Adonai said to Moses, Do not fear him. I have given him with all of his people and his land into your hand. You are to do to him just as you did to Sihon, the Amorite king, who was living in Heshbon. So they struck him and his sons and his entire family and his entire army until no survivor was left to him, and they possessed his land. Numbers chapter 22. A donkey rebukes Balaam. Then Bani Israel set out and camped in the plains of Moab alongside the Jordan across from Jericho. When Balak son of Zippor realized all that Bani Israel had done to the Amorites, Moab became terrified because they were so many people. Moab was filled with dread because of Bani Israel. Moab said to the elders of Midian, The multitude will lick up everything around us like the ox licks up the grass of the field. Now Balak, son of Zippor, was king of Moab at the time. He sent messengers to summon Balaam, son of Beor, and Pethor near the river in his native land, saying to him, Look now, a people has come out of Egypt. See now, they cover the surface of the earth and are settling beside me. Come now, curse the people for me, because they are too strong for me. Perhaps I may be able to defeat them and drive them away from the country. I know that whoever you bless will be blessed, and whoever you curse will be cursed. The elders of Moab and Midian left with divination fees in their hand. When they came to Balaam, they told him Balak's words. He said to them, Spend the night here. I will give you an answer just as Adonai speaks to me. So the officials of Moab stayed with Balaam. God came to Balaam and said, Who are these men with you? Balaam said to God, Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent word to me. See, the people coming out of Egypt cover the surface of the land. Come now, curse them for me. Perhaps I will be able to fight against them and drive them away. God said to Balaam, Do not go with them. Do not curse them, for they are blessed. So Balaam got up in the morning and said to the officials of Balak, Go back to your country, for Adonai has refused to let me go with you. So the Moabite officials got up, went back to Balak, and said, Balaam refused to come with us. Balak again sent other dignitaries, more numerous and honored than the previous ones. They also came to Balaam and said to him, Thus says Balak, son of Zippor, Please let nothing keep you from coming to me. I will richly reward you, and everything you tell me I will do. Just come now and curse this people for me. But Balaam answered Balak's servants, Even if Balak gave me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot cross beyond the mouth of Adonai my God to do anything small or great. But now you may spend the night here too. Then I may find out anything else Adonai may say to me. God came to Balaam by night and said to him, Since the men came to you to summon you, arise and go with them. However, only the word I tell you, you are to do. So Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite princes. But the anger of God burned because he was going. the angel of Adonai stood in the road to oppose him. He was riding on his donkey, and 2 of his servants with him. When the donkey saw the angel of Adonai standing in the road with his drawn sword in his hand, the donkey turned off the road and went into the field. So Balaam beat the donkey to get her back on the road. Then the angel of Adonai stood in the narrow path between the 2 vineyards with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. When the donkey saw the angel of Adonai, she pressed against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against the wall. So Balaam continued beating her. The angel again moved. He stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn left or right. When the donkey saw the angel of Adonai, she lay down under Balaam. Balaam was very angry and beat the donkey with his staff. Then Adonai opened the donkey's mouth and said to Balaam, "What have I done that you have beaten me these 3 times?" Balaam said to the donkey, "Because you've made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you now." The donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your donkey which you have ridden as always to this day? Have I ever been in the habit of doing this to you?" "No," he said. Then Adonai opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of Adonai standing in the road with his drawn sword in his hand, so he fell on his face. The angel of Adonai said to him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I came as an adversary, because your way before me is a reckless one. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If she had not turned away from me, by now I would have killed you indeed, but let her live." Balaam said to the angel of Adonai, "I have sinned, for I did not know that you were standing in the road to oppose me. Now, if this is displeasing in your eyes, I will go back home." The angel of Adonai said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but speak only the word that I tell you." So Balaam went with Balak's princes. When Balak heard that Balaam had come, he went out to greet him at the Moabite city on the border of the Arnon, the frontier of the territory. Balak said to Balaam, "Didn't I send you an urgent summons? Why didn't you come to me? Am I really unable to reward you?" "Look, I have come to you now," Balaam said to Balak. "Can I just say anything? I must speak only the message which God puts into my mouth." Then Balaam went with Balak and to Kiriath Huzoth. Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep and sent some to Balaam and the princes who were with him. In the morning Balak took Balaam with him to Bamoth Baal, and from there he saw part of the people. I hope this has blessed you. I hope you have a good day. I want you to know that God loves you, and I love you too. See you next time. Bye-bye.